Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel again for another podcast. Today, I am reviewing a pair of game twos. The first one tonight was the Knicks against the Pistons. The Knicks took care of business in game one. Would they be able to hold off those feisty Pistons in game two? The other game, which I will begin with because it was an incredible game, maybe so far one of the best games of the playoffs, definitely up there. It was the Clippers and the Nuggets. Game two, the Nuggets hung on and took care of business of game one at home in overtime against this Clipper team. And this just feels like one of those series that is gonna live with us forever. And it's only been two games of this, but both games have come down to the wire. Both games have, you could argue, gone either way. And we have a 1-1 series as the Clippers have tied it up. They steal home court advantage and they beat the Nuggets in Denver 105-102 behind Kawhi Leonard looking like MVP Kawhi Leonard. This man was on fire tonight. He did a little bit of everything, finished with 39 points. The guy at one point was 10 for 11 shooting. He finished 15 for 19, 4 for 7 from three, and he carried this Clippers team. Not just that, it seemed like he could get whatever shot he wanted whenever he wanted. The Nuggets, there were some possessions in the first half where they played about as good of defense as you can expect them to play, and he still was making his shots. The guy was on fire. He's locked in. He looks as healthy as ever. And on the other side, the Nuggets, I guess the one thing you could take from this, if you're Denver and you lost 105-102, and even though your best player, Nikola Jokic, had a triple-double, honestly, it was a very weird game for him. It was not a great game for him, I will say, which is crazy to say considering he had a triple-double, but he finished with 7 turnovers. He wasn't great from the free throw line. He went 6 for 10. So those are 4 points right there that you almost expect from Jokic right there. And if he got 3 of those 4 free throws, it's a tie game. And it just seemed like there were certain times where he was either pressing or, he had one play there in the fourth quarter where they got the offensive rebound and he kind of chucked the shot, like a weird shot he chucked up, which normally you would see if someone grabs the ball with like a second left on the shot clock. The weird part about this is when they got the offensive rebound, or I guess you could argue the kind of scramble that was going on, the team still moved the ball around and got it to him in the post. So it was just very weird. But ultimately, he's phenomenal. He's Nikola Jokic. So what I'm saying is the silver lining for the Nuggets is you lost by 3 and your best player had 7 turnovers and kind of was out of sorts at times. Had a weird turnover at the end where he basically threw the ball away. So, that's the silver lining. Yes, you lost home court, but there's no reason to believe this Nuggets team can't go into LA and steal home court advantage back. These two teams are so even. It's pretty crazy. Obviously, the stars are Kawhi and Nikola Jokic, and they've both shown up in this series, and they're going to continue to showing up. And it's really up to the role players. Michael Porter Jr., I told y'all yesterday, I thought he was going to bounce back and come through, and that he did. Guy finished with 15 points and 15 rebounds. Rebounding is mostly about effort. This was him getting that message and accepting the message of, hey, you're going to have to earn your time on the court with this new head coach that's in place right now, David Adelman. And he said it several times. He's going to play the guys that are going to help him win the game. And MPJ showed that he's willing to put the effort in to earn that playing time. So he had a pretty good game. Russ, honestly, wasn't bad. He played well. Everyone keeps thinking he's going to blow it for the Nuggets, but so far, he's been a key piece of why they've been able to hang around with the Clippers and get the game one victory and almost get this victory as well. So this series is just wild, man. A basketball fan loves this series. The defense is great. The offense is sometimes just better than the defense, and it's fun to watch. Kawhi looks great. Norm Powell started off kind of rough. Didn't seem like this was going to be his night. He hit 2 floaters that kind of, you could tell, gave him some confidence. Made a huge 3 with a minute and a half left. He only finished with 13 points, but he made some crucial plays there down the stretch. And, this Clippers team, they're dangerous. Harden, 18 and 7 assists. It's a great series. I'm excited to watch every single game of this series. Honestly, at this point, I think it's going 7. It's hard to see how it wouldn't, with the way these two have been going back and forth. And anything goes with a game 7. And I'm just excited to see it play out every single night. I want to be in front of my TV watching this Clippers Nuggets games. It certainly seems like whichever team wins this, they're either going to be exhausted from this series and maybe get bounced in the next round because this one just took everything out of them, or they're going to be so well tested after this series that they might win it all. And to me, that's what it looks like. It looks like these two teams are just, after, if you go through this kind of first round series, I can't imagine the next rounds can feel much harder, because the level of basketball with these series is really, with these games in this series is really phenomenal. So we'll see how this goes on. Obviously, we'll see how David Adelman, the new interim / head coach of the Nuggets, it's now his turn to make some adjustments, and we'll see what he comes up with. But there's no reason to think that they won't make some adjustments, and we'll have another great wire to the wire game in game 3 on Thursday night. So we'll see how that series unfolds. The other game earlier in the night was Knicks and Pistons. And I said it yesterday, this Pistons team can hang with this Knicks team. They proved that to themselves in game 1. And today in game 2, hey, like I said, it's going to be a series about how quickly can these young guys with the Pistons, specifically Cade Cunningham, adapt to playoff pressure. And I'm not going to lie, there was a point there in the fourth quarter, because this game played out kind of exactly like game 1 did. The Pistons took a lead, maintained the lead. Fourth quarter came around and the lead started to slip. In game 1, completely slipped. They gave up a 21-0 run, I think it was, and lost. This game, the lead was slipping. Cade got frustrated, picked up a silly foul. It looked like it was going downhill again, but the team got composed. They held on. That lead diminished. It got down to 4 points, but then they pulled further away and ended up taking care of the Knicks. And, I still think the Knicks got to be the favorites here and should be able to take care of the Pistons. But this series is going back to Detroit. Cade Cunningham balled out, 33 points, 12 rebounds. He only had 3 assists, and he's been a great playmaker for the Pistons. So, if he kind of gets it, like how it seems like he's getting it, kind of how when I was talking about Ant getting it, it's really hard to shut down a superstar. So you're either going to give him his points, or if you try to take away his points, Cade can definitely play make. He's been doing that all year long. And Dennis Schroeder was huge for this team. He finished with 20 points, and he made a big 3 there in the fourth quarter to kind of compose them. When they was down to 4, I think it was when he hit the 3, made it a 7-point game, gave them a little chance to breathe. Tobias Harris, effort, 13 rebounds, 15 and 13. Just like MPJ with the Nuggets, these guys that average 6 rebounds a game, 7 rebounds a game during the regular season, sometimes only get 5 rebounds a game. When they come through and they set their minds to it and put that effort in and go crazy like that, and you get 13, 15 rebounds, that's you laying it all out there. So the Pistons team is well-rounded. Pressure's on the Knicks now. And if the Knicks, I hate to say, if they come home with a 3-1 deficit, the Garden's going to let them hear it. And we'll see what happens, man, because they're expected to take care of these young Pistons team. But it's getting pretty exciting. The one thing with them is Cat started off pretty hot. He had 6 points in the first quarter. He had 4 the rest of the game. Finished with 10 points, 6 rebounds, and he played 33 minutes, which is kind of, not Thibodeau like. Usually he runs the starters the whole time, but if Cat's giving you that, you got to move quick. That's something they got to take care of and address come game 3. So we'll see how this series progresses. We've had some pretty good games in this series too. Not as great as the Clippers and the Nuggets, but pretty good. So, I know Little Caesars Arena is going to be rocking for game 3. Pistons coming home after such a long hiatus from playoffs, and that crowd's going to be ready for them. Let's see how the Knicks respond. And so those were the games tonight. Great night of basketball. We got 3 games tomorrow. Milwaukee at Indiana. Is Dame coming back? It looks like Lillard will be back for Milwaukee. That should make that game a lot more interesting and possibly a better game than we had in game 1, where Indiana really took care of business. Milwaukee needs to bounce back, although I wouldn't hit the panic button if they lose to Indy tomorrow. This seems like a series that could go the length, just because the teams win their home games. I could see this being a Indy goes up 2-0, and then Milwaukee ties it up 2-2 with their 2 home games, and then pressure, gets amped up in games 5, 6, and 7. So we'll see how that one goes on tomorrow. The other game we got is Memphis at OKC. This is really the game, right? This is the series right here. No one's expecting the Grizzlies to win this series, but if they lose this by 20 plus points tomorrow, it's a sweep. And honestly, the tell might be after the first quarter. If they get down 10 plus in the first and it's over, at that point, you might call it for the Grizzlies, because they might even just, feel it themselves and feel outmatched by this very deep OKC team. But who knows? Maybe they make some adjustments and they can keep it close. Even if they lose, at least then we might think that we can get some kind of series out of this. But they lost by 51 points in game 1 to OKC. That's tough. That's tough to come back from. And you got to really look at yourself in the mirror as a team and as individuals. And we got to see how they respond. So that first quarter, I think, is really all you need to watch. If the first quarter is close, then we might have a game tomorrow. But if OKC takes the lead early again, might be a wrap. And the best game tomorrow, Ant-Man and the Timberwolves back in LA against the Lakers, trying to get greedy and take 2 games on the road from the Lakers. Will they do it? We will see. We will see. I definitely think the Lakers will play much, much better. JJ Redick, I think, actually, in his rookie year as a head coach, is doing a pretty decent job. I think he, calls out his guys like he sees it, and I think he'll call them out. He already kind of did in the media, was saying they weren't ready to match the physicality of a playoff game. LeBron echoed that message, and we'll see how they handle game 2 at home. I expect it to be close. I don't think Minnesota will blow them out again, but I also don't think the Lakers are capable of blowing out this Minnesota team. I think, everyone was on the Lakers early, and I get it. It's the sexy pick with Luka and LeBron. But if you really look down at the matchups and the players that they have, don't see everyone, again, I said it yesterday, they hate on Rudy Gobert because he gets dunked on a lot. Well, he's getting dunked on a lot because he tries on defense and he goes up to try to block some shots and some dunks. So he puts himself in that position. You got to commend that. So he's no slouch. Naz Reid's no slouch. Jaden McDaniels no slouch. So these guys can ball. So we'll see how this goes tomorrow. I think LeBron will definitely have a much, much, much better game, especially from the get-go. I expect him to have a big first half. And really, it's up to those other guys, specifically Austin Reeves. If Austin Reeves doesn't show up, I think the Lakers will not hang with the Timberwolves. And, they need a guy like Reeves for sure, unless they can get a big game out of someone like Rui, or a guy like Gabe Vincent gives you a spark off the bench or something. But the Lakers are going to need more than just LeBron and Luka Doncic, whereas the Wolves have a deeper team. That's just as simple as it gets, and we'll see how it goes. But I expect that one to be a great game. I think that one will be a down-to-the-wire ball game. So that's the one I'll be focusing on, making sure I watch the whole thing. So I'm excited for some more playoff basketball tomorrow. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you think will win in these series, and I'll keep trying to put up more podcasts as we go along. Thanks for watching.